The audio on. Right.
Welcome back after your long summer vacation.
Wasn't a vacation,
Oh. Well, anyway,
hard work.
the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of June 10th.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of June 10th.
Seconded.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. And we'll move right on to new business. And Laura Gray is here about oysters. Hi. State your name, Laura.
I'm Lauren Gray. I live on the Cranberry Isles. I live in Alsford. School teacher out there, and I started my own oyster farm in 2016, Cranberry Oysters. And I'm here today to ask permission to sell oysters at the Officer Dock. Recently, a new license became available called the Limited Harvester License or Limited Retail License, where I would be able to sell direct to consumer from my boat. Previously, I was not allowed to sell direct to consumer. There's a lot of regulations around the sale of oysters. You can sell from your home to reach retail consumers, but not during Vibrio control months, which are the summer months. And home sales don't really benefit me because I live on Islesford and you'd have to walk, a mile and a half to my house. So I've been trying to reach retail consumers, and with this new license, I've been able to do that. So I recently got permission from Cranberry Isles Select Board to sell at their town docks. And I have been running a 1 hour sale on Fridays, 2 to 3. And I just pull up and have a cooler and sell to people that I've advertised through social media. So I was looking to possibly do the same thing at the Mount Desert Town Dock, and was curious to know if that's something you would allow, or if you had any.
You had mentioned more about the farmer's market timeframe too.
Right, yeah, so I would be able to do, the retail license is attached to my boat, so I have to be on the boat to sell the oysters, so I could do that during the farmer's market hours, if that would be preferable. Or I know your dock space gets pretty tied up at that time, so I'd also be open to other times.
Now you're selling the Bar Harbor oyster right now?
Yes.
Like bring them into the dock?
Yeah, so I have to sell to a wholesale dealer. Bar Harbor is a wholesale dealer, so they then distribute to MDI restaurants for me.
So you, just to be clear, if we, Thursday's busy down there anyway with the farmer's market, but you can't have a booth in that display area?
I could do it that way. I would then have to get a different license that would be attached to my car.
Oh, okay.
And I was trying to just use this license to go to different docks.
So any commercial, we run into things, people want to set up stuff. If it's advertised at all, like you couldn't sell, like a lobster could sell his catch, but you can't advertise a time and a place. Like to meet you, cause
Right.
like, you know what I mean, we're limited to commercial activity.
Right.
Now, if you were there at the time,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
This happened to
We're
me.
not allowed, with other people approach us, do stuff from a taxi to have a sign up. You can't advertise the usage out of a commercial thing unless you have a commercial operator's permit.
Okay. That's like,
And that's, so the commercial operators permits are also, it was my understanding is it's by lottery. So it's a really complicated process for this, I think, to happen.
And we don't even allow, like, we had bike tours coming, taking over advertising, so we've had to like wean them off.
But I
You
think,
could do
I
it.
think the farmer's market with the car is your best option at the
okay,
moment.
I really do too, and I don't know what the procedure would be for you to get that type of license, but you've got a great product, and I think you'd have more success at the farmer's market. I really do. It's very busy. Every Thursday there.
Have you been to it? There's long lines.
I've
of
been
people.
to it. One thing that selling directly from the dock would be really beneficial is I'm allowed to sell, like, it's not considered a shucked product unless it's removed from the shell. So I could actually shuck the oysters and serve them to people at like a cocktail hour too. But that would be more like a food truck setup, but it would be on the dock.
So the boatyard has a seasonal, right?
Right.
Tie up and you have a float.
Yeah,
So you have access if you weren't advertising.
okay,
You could get people out on the float that,
They could ride the
You
line,
guys-
yeah,
you know,
as long as you're not
okay.
advertising.
Okay, but I can't advertise for that.
What I'm saying is, so like,
Yeah.
if you didn't, if Newman and Gray didn't have their boat tied up.
Right,
And you had the permit, or was, it belongs to Germany, you could pull in and use that tie up you guys already paid for.
okay,
And unload to people, you know what I mean, take them up to
Right.
people, as long as you're not advertising. But some other commercial aspects operate out of here,
I see.
but they don't advertise that the facility is part of their operation. So you have
Okay,
plumbers and, you know what I mean, you
yeah,
can't
you can't say like, you come down.
come to the North
Yeah.
Star Pier at 3 p.m.
Right.
I'll be there.
Okay.
But you guys are already paying for space down here multiple ways
Mhm.
that you could tie your boat up and still sell.
Okay,
And so like Lobster Wing can sell their product, the only thing we're not allowed to do, you can't put a sign up saying lobsters for sale.
oh, okay, okay,
It's written in the law, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, I can't be, you can name your boat lobsters for sale, but I can't put a sign up on my boat and say lobsters for sale.
so I couldn't use the Newman and Gray mooring dock and then put up a flag that said oysters for sale. But I could
You could put your oyster company flag up.
put my oyster company flag.
I don't know about
Okay.
oysters, that's a state question. All I know is for lobsters.
I was thinking you were saying that was like a
No.
mountain zip.
now out on your mooring, I wouldn't care if you had a sign that says oysters for sale.
Okay,
Because you're not tying up a town dock, that
Right.
dock actually belongs to Newman and Gray.
okay.
And it wouldn't take long for word of mouth to spread,
Right.
you know, but you can't come put a sandwich board up in the marina saying oysters that float 306.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that, but
You could do it for a longer time and you would get a lot of the yacht business would come up. And it would be a unique thing, like you could do like a raw bar out there.
Yeah,
You know,
No,
people would
that's
come
what I
to,
wanna
I mean,
do,
you have
yeah.
people come to you, and I
Yeah.
think it'd be actually easier than you like lugging them up or trying to meet, you know what I mean?
right, yeah, okay. Yeah, like that, I was trying to do like, like you'd see like the Bahamas where people
Yeah.
can come and like.
But you already rented the spot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
I didn't
good
know that was even an
information.
option. That would certainly sounds like a more viable option at the
Cause
moment.
it sounds like you also need more time if you're gonna be shucking and feeding people. You're gonna need more time than allows at the.
Right,
okay.
yeah, I can like do it either
It's
way.
hit or miss it with you to even get a spot, so you might be
Right.
frustrated like circling around.
Yes,
'Cause
yeah.
There's only a couple of spots.
That has happened, Cranberry Isles even, so, yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I can also just sell like whole product in like a dozen bag too, if that was.
But I'm telling you, I would come out.
Yeah.
And no, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean, if I knew you were gonna be in the harbor, especially in the summer, you'll have.
Jeez, I wish I wasn't allergic to oysters.
You know what I
love
mean? I
oysters.
think
I'd be
you'll
there
have
in a
more of a
minute.
following. And being out rather than the dock, and I think your quality of customer will be better if they're gonna put the effort in.
Right,
You're gonna appreciate more than just coming down. You know what I mean?
right, yeah, just
Once,
wondering.
once people see whatever flag you put up,
Yeah.
they'll know now's the time to come.
But I would check with the state law. Like I said, all I know is for, I wouldn't see why, but all I know is that with a license attached.
Okay, I think I understand it
You know
now,
what I
yeah, alright.
So how long were you thinking of sitting if you were on the town dock? Were you gonna be there for just an hour or?
Well, yeah, I've just been doing an hour, just like on our route when we're doing deliveries, and that's really, like people that are buying oysters from me are regular customers, like here, there would be more like people that happen to be milling around, but if they know it's 2 to 3, they show up then and it's efficient,
I was just thinking of it for easier access for your customers and see if Clifton Dock would do something for you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's where.
yeah,
I mean,
do,
that's where your clients are gonna be in the summer
right.
round.
Hey, some of us will,
Yeah.
help out too.
Huh?
One a little closer. than-
Here.
maybe even pulling into the fleet dock for an hour, you
Right,
know?
yeah, like kind of use the private docks.
Sure.
instead.
And you can pull into our dock if you have slips available. We just can't say,
Yeah, I
You know what I
can't camp
mean?
out and set up a grill. and-
right, and say a time, advertise that I'm selling on this.
Okay, yeah, that's a good solution. I can look into that regulation.
I think we're trying to encourage you. I think it's a good idea, we just can't give you the dock space.
Right, I can see why you couldn't do that because it would be, you have to be.
Well, I mean,
That's-
Opening up a can.
Yeah.
be a can of worms, really.
Yeah,
I appreciate that you do see that position in all this, yeah.
yeah, it's a little different than Cranberry Isles, so.
But I think it would definitely add something, a draw to our harbor as well, especially for the people, transient boats coming in.
Yeah, people are always looking for an experience like that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Right, okay. Well, that would work for me. I feel excited about that option.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you for.
yeah, I'm gonna move on. We have somebody on screen here that's
Costing the town
costing
money.
us money.
All part of that package, he said.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Wanda.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
Good luck to you. Okay, gonna turn the meeting over to Greg, yeah. You ready, Greg?
I am. You guys can hear me okay?
Yep. Good.
Sure can.
I didn't waste any time driving from southwest to northeast, so it's okay where I am on the agenda. We're not spending too much money. So I sent you guys a draft RFQ and for the wharf reconstruction. I did get a few comments back, and Chris, the one you had of the idea of making it bid ready. I mean, construction ready at the time of bid documentation. I think we've addressed that where the bid documents themselves are at 95% instead of 100% of the CDs. And that's a way to address it such that if they learn something through the bid process that may save money, that can get incorporated into the bid set prior to release. But I wholly agree that there shouldn't be a big gap in time or dollars between bid documentation and construction CDs.
You got burned bad the last project, so.
Yeah, so maybe was that I was just reading into the email, and your intent is that bid goes out, those things are ready to be built, but there's not like, oh, we need X amount more to get it from bid to CDs.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And I think the cost of this, I think we've got money, but I think that when the overall cost gets in there and what we actually have to spend per year on it, I think it's gonna be tighter than we think, but.
So maybe I'll share. I think when I've had that, I'm gonna try to share a screen just for a minute to filter through a couple of things. What I have built in is that long before it goes out to bid, that there's a sort of a speed bump where we say we need estimated construction costs prior to proceeding in the I'm sorry, that's probably pretty small for you guys, but prior to proceeding into bid documentation, that we have a gut check on costs. They can do unit takeoffs of their designs that have progressed through the sort of meetings with you guys. And that's a fact check. If we got to go back, value engineer stuff out, and before they spend money in getting permits that then come out the other side, and you're like, oh, well, we had to change something after we got permits, and then you're back in this washer machine cycle of getting permits. So I think that will address sort of costing before those next actions. And then you can see we're added the 95% CD.
And penalties for underperformance now. Like when we just did the firehouse construction, they didn't want to pursue all the penalties because the lawyers tell them it isn't worth the legal fees. And some contractors know that I don't want to get in this where we get delays. I mean, it's going to be under real time crunch that, I mean, from the get-go, it's got to be done on time or have really, really stiff penalties.
Yeah, I think that's a good, so we got two things going on. I'm a proponent of liquidated damages. Sometimes it's all the teeth you have, even aside from, it's the only time you can meet time frame requirements. So thinking about this proposal, this is going out to solicit the engineering team, which would be, again, engineers to evaluate in terms of existing survey, bathymetric, geotechnical investigation, Then there's a element of wave run-up analysis, not only taking the current FEMA data. Current FEMA data is outdated by almost 10 years. And there's 10 more years of storms and wind actions that can be put into these models and say, you know what? Actually, FEMA's ready to update their maps anyways. And if they haven't by then, you don't want to be behind the curve, that they're required to give a analysis that says, here we are, what are we with really with the current storm situations? And then also extrapolate that to a sea level rise element. And so we've included that in here to help inform decisions of like the whole design. Without that, a lot of folks might say, well, this is what FEMA says, and God, I don't think that's the way to do it. So, but the part that's going on now is for the consultant to design existing conditions, design the project with you guys. The portion about liquidated damages is the contract for the actual work, and I certainly agree that would be in that element of performance for the work.
So I understand why I was mentioning that is the better job they do engineering and have it ready to go with, you know what I mean, and no kind of issues with it. We don't have to
Yep.
change what with that will give someone a better competitive bid, knowing that the bids are going to be higher when you impose those kind of penalties on.
Yep.
That's
Understood.
my concern, and wanting to get it started and like drilled in, that's can't be like the other projects we've done down there.
Understood. I think we can communicate that through, why don't we, let's look at sort of, I have the meat of the order for you guys. One thing John and I have kind of batted back and forth about it is sort of how does this get delivered? And maybe if we walk through a little bit of the time frame elements, and you guys start to see how this unfold and comment, because I think it's deserving of your candidate to know in the RFP what your anticipated time frame is, even if it's not to the Monday or the Tuesday. And I think that so let's see if I can get that up. So we're just before this. Our goal is to give you a week in advance of your October meeting the RFP that we've developed. We shared a draft in the summer. And so we're searing to have that in your hand by October 14th. If you guys agree, it's ready to go. We'll advertise it. I think that advertising once in the paper, we can talk about, besides just advertising in the paper, we have targeted half a dozen vendors we think it fits for, and we'll make sure they get it in their hand, including prior folks that have actually bid on projects to study other events that we worked on, the ferry terminals and stuff like that. So end of October, advertise, try to give them 5 to 6 weeks to get their team members, because they have a lot of vendors. And so we're receiving proposals December 4th, which I should put the days in here. Let me pull that up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
December. Go ahead. December 4th is a Tuesday. Excuse me, Thursday. And that open them, have a chance to review, have them in front of you. You obviously can get them right after the meeting. We'll scan them at the town office and distribute them. Leading up to your meeting on December 9th. Open discussion without the vendors, yourselves review our comments on the 9th. I then added a window in here between the 9th and someday before the holiday, that if you want to interview or have a Zoom or follow-up questions for any of the vendors before you make a final recommendation, that's what that window is. And I think that could be productive. You may not need to. By the 9th, you might say, this is the one we want to choose, but I've built in that 2-week period that if we need to coordinate something from the responders.
question
Yep, go ahead.
about-
I can't see the room, so just interrupt me.
Hey, yeah, thanks, Greg. So this is Howie. I just wanted to know, on January 6th, it says Committee recommendation to select board. Is that at our regular meeting? Because I would imagine that would be like, something greater than 6 and less than 15.
Good question. I went to the first Tuesday of January, which is the 6th.
Second Tuesday.
Right, we meet on the second Tuesday.
The ninth,
Okay, I don't know what day it is, but
No.
No,
Oops, I'm in. I
oh
gotta
yeah,
go
you're
back.
25. Yeah, we want 26.
We want then,
13th. January 13th.
Yeah,
the 6th is the first, so then it would be the 13th.
yeah.
Roger that. Got it.
Yeah.
7, you're not an engineer, are you?
All right, so.
I know the dates. I just don't know when you guys meet.
Yeah,
13th.
Greg, so just fix the year as well. On your slide here.
You have 2025,
January.
January.
Down 2 more, right
There you
there.
go, right
Yeah, I
there.
get it. Yep. I
Okay,
get
cool.
it. Yep.
Just giving you the heads up.
Yeah,
All right,
so
good.
this is the
Just wanted to
13th.
understand if we were doing this before our regular meeting. So, got it.
Yeah.
Where time travel is possible.
I think, Greg, if you could, let
Yep.
John put that off and give it to us in advance, it would be helpful.
You attach that when I give you the minutes too? the
I
schedule?
will, yeah. I figured if I had a few ground through little parts of it now, I could probably get the meat of it in and make it more efficient for the next time with the proposal. So yes, it definitely will be attached. And I think,
Everyone is very enthusiastic about this project, so we want it to go as smooth as possible.
If we need to have an extra meeting sometime, because we want to get all this before and get something on the warrant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll have that
I'm
next-
thinking that December 13th through 22nd might be the time we would need enough.
If we need one, just let's call another meeting.
And just to
That's what that
discuss
window
this.
Yes.
interviews is there for.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I expected.
so, yeah, that would gets us through to, recommendation in January to, selectmen, in February, or even the second meeting of the selectmen in January, and preparation of warrant in February.
Yeah.
And that's for the consultant. So then we look at, they would be awarded in May after town meeting in 26. And we're given, 31 months, which is basically 2 years and 7 months for, survey, geotech, the meetings of design, bids, and permitting, which I don't think it's lofty. I think it's a reasonable time frame. But once we get into Army Corps and DEP, those timelines seem to be pretty far out these days just by staffing. And I think we're looking at then construction awarded in town meeting May 2028 and construction September 2028.
Sounds like a plan.
That's plan. All right, so what I want to do is I can doctor this back up. I'll attach it to the RFP, including the edits that I got, comments via email, and I'll have it to you. It may be long before your next meeting, at least a week, but I can get it to you as soon as I can. It may not be by the end of this week, but next week I can get you to the package, and then at your next meeting. If you guys have comments leading up to the meeting, you can email me, so when we're at the meeting, we've maybe adjusted them. So hopefully we can turn it around at your next meeting.
I have another question. Greg, I have one more question.
Sure.
So can you leave that screen
Oh,
up, please?
sorry. Yep.
Oh,
Let's see, where was
I have a
I?
question based on that screen. So will we not know how long it takes to actually do the construction until after we get the design and permits and all that? Or do we already know? Because if we already know how long it'll take or what we're expecting, can we add that as construction finish? You know, the next line down?
In the RFQ, we've asked for, before you release construction documents on the consultant we're selecting, we need a engineer's estimate for the project and construction schedule. And so at that stage, I think you can back into what time you need for construction. I think, Howie, that was your question.
Yeah,
Long
for-
before, yeah, long before the project goes out to bid, there's a time frame estimate with the costs so that you can adjust and react in the construction end of it.
Okay, so we don't know yet. I understand. We'll find out.
So the preferred engineering firm, the one that did the initial survey for us down there,
Yeah,
they gave us initial idea and they said it probably could be done between November and the end of April,
oh, that would be awesome.
which would be perfect.
Yeah.
Give them this, let them start in September.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
Mike- lofty, I think October might be a better start time, because September is still.
but basically we would have the summer.
we're gonna have other
An
ramps.
uninterrupted summer.
It doesn't really work.
Is that in the engineering too? Are they gonna take care of the design for the access to the North Pier?
It's gonna be everything's gonna be involved.
Everything.
Now,
Yep.
you've used the term RFP and RFQ. We're talking about the same document, correct?
We are. Yep, Chris. Yep.
Okay, the only thing I'm gonna suggest is, there was some comment about, individuals contacting Greg directly. I suggest that all contacts go through John, to keep the board informed. And that would be my only recommendation. You can have any question you want, but please go through John. Okay?
And Greg, if someone doesn't go through John by accident, can you just CC John? And that way we'll still be in the loop.
Yeah, well.
No, that I will try to do it. I'll
Oh,
it and it's very helpful. Rick, what you say, because a lot of times I'll say, John, what are they talking about? And John will give me a little background about other discussions that happen around in his office or at the meetings I may not be at. And that helps me react a little bit better. So yeah, if somebody sends it to me, doesn't copy John, I'll forward it back to John.
Give him all of our emails, so we're getting all the stuff you're seeing
Should
immediately.
have them.
So we're seeing it, but if he sends to you, to send it to all of us, then we have a.
yeah, okay, a very important project, and we want it to go smoothly, and thank you
Thank you, Greg.
thank you very much.
Okay, I think we're on a good time track, and I do like that we had some progress through the months off, and I feel like we're right there. So shouldn't be less than 2 weeks. I'll put the schedule and the RFP into your inbox.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys. Yeah, have a good night.
We go back to our agenda, but there's a lady in the audience, you,
I'm Rebecca Alley. I've been covering Mount Desert for the Islander, just trying to get to more.
okay, fine, that's fine. We need all the positive coverage we can get. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. I'm gonna go on back to our agenda and the commercial float. Oh, that was
Opening,
the
commercial float.
Do we have an
We
opening?
do.
Oh, okay, I
And
don't know about it.
the commercial float openings for a 6-pack because the Delight has retired and
Oh,
gave
yeah.
up his spot. John Dwelly, was a great person to have down there, never had any complaints about him, I don't think ever. So, but yes, that will, the advertisement will hit the Islander and maybe the American on Thursday. It will also be in next Thursday's paper. They are due back to the town office with their description of services and everything asked for. Proposals, there we go, is the word.
Are you limiting this opening to six?
It is a 6-pack, yeah.
Okay.
So they're due to the town office by, I think, 2 o'clock on Friday before your meeting. I will go through them, have them ready to present to you guys at our October meeting.
And it's just no schedule, just it's a pickup drop off.
Pickup drop off only, no schedule.
No fishing tour?
It can be a fishing tour.
Okay, that,
Anything you
It's
can
not
do on a
that-
6-pack, it could be a sailboat, it could be someone that takes people out and hauls a few traps and takes them fishing, it could be a water taxi.
He doesn't have any scheduled trips with his?
Delight had no schedules.
Okay. So it really won't have it won't be a massive impact, because he was there, he was actually a steady op.
He works, yes. So,
And I do wanna, I think we were gonna get busy with stuff. Story brought up a good point. I think we need to review again and keep on the burner for the, not letting a group come in and own all the licenses. I think we gotta be really aware of that and possibly also prioritizing to commercial entities and proportionally what the state law allows. So we prefer to give opportunities to the local operators first.
Didn't we do that?
we talked about it,
Oh,
but
we
it
didn't,
is
so
not in
right.
our
We
ordinance.
did it for other things, but not for commercial operators yet.
And
So
I-
that's something we can address if we want.
It should be addressed because the last time we had a lottery. Didn't matter if you were out of town or,
Sure.
and we lost big time.
And I think that's gonna be the case this time, but not next time.
Well. We gotta have a prioritized system. So-
Sure, like we did with the mooring wait list.
Right.
We could do something similar, but it will take an ordinance change to do it.
Yeah,
It's something else that, we'll have some ordinance stuff that we'll discuss in the meeting. Mix between now and January also.
Like winning the lottery.
Yep.
Okay, everybody understand? Goals,
Sure.
all right,
So another piece is far as what I just mentioned, wait list. I finally got a finished product back from Online Mooring. I have been implementing it over the past 2 weeks. I've got 2 wait lists left in Seal Harbor to finish up. But we did a test with one of the wait lists and it worked very well. It does exactly what we want it to do. So we started implementing it across the board and it's some of the smaller lists. It's amazing to see the difference that has,
the way it filters
the
out.
way it filtered out for people that are residents.
Yeah,
So
That's
it works and it's very easy to implement. So going forward, it shouldn't be an issue.
In the form we discussed, did you make it so it's did you put the wording in that it's the responsibility of the applicant or person on the wait list to provide necessary information to you?
On the new forms that we have, it asks for all that,
States that.
But
does it say, I know like some of the,
residency and boat proof and.
you get what I'm saying? So it's not, it's their responsibility as an applicant to supply you all the information.
Yes, and then we're scrutinizing it, quite a bit too, to make sure we get the yes or no on the residency, so. Because that's the most important question that answers how it all filters out.
Right, but I mean, they need to provide to a commercial fishing license or a business entity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Proof of, incorporation, et cetera.
And just not property ownership, actual residency
Sure, yeah,
by the definition.
no,
yep, yep.
definitely. They have to be a statutory resident for the town of Mount Desert. It's 183 days.
Hours community service.
So John, because this thing went into law or ordinance or whatever at the beginning of the summer, you've been giving out some permits under this?
I have, and
How's that gone? Like, have people been shocked that they got it or?
no, because there really hasn't been any shockers yet. There are still some lists where there are no residents that
Oh,
are
wow.
applying for a mooring, so.
Wow,
And
What
we've
is it,
been
though?
doing
Just,
it
yeah.
manually, looking down through the list to find the
Right.
first resident to
I'm
offer.
combing through the
What?
list, yeah,
Other than those 2 lists that I haven't finished, what I should have done by the end of the week.
yeah.
I don't have to go searching anymore. I just
Amazing.
go to the list and
Yeah.
And
it
they,
spells it out for
and they
me.
provide you a vessel, registration vessel,
They have to when they're offered a mooring.
and not something registered that day.
Well,
Is that available online again to see that list, or is it still not?
it is not yet.
Until you finish all this work, right?
Yes, it should come back so you can see it.
Yeah.
So, until it's finished but it took online more than 3 or 4 months to build the product. Cause we had a lot of back and forths, cause there's a lot to it,
Yeah.
but they did a good job and it didn't cost us a penny,
That's great.
which
Oh,
is
I
amazing.
love that.
The mooring owner pays that $7 fee, covers
Right.
everything.
And you have a $20 wait list fee every year.
22,
22. We gave 10% of that.
15 of it is us and 7 is, yes,
But there's no fee for change in series, right?
just the registration fee for your mooring. And that part even works too, because if you already are a mooring owner, whether you're a resident or not,
You bubble right up.
you have that status as being a mooring owner.
Right.
So it all works, which was amazing. We were amazed that it did exactly what we wanted
Yeah.
it to on the first try.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Sounds like a good
Thank-
thought.
online mooring.
Thank everyone for putting the time in to make it happen.
Yeah,
And I have one other thing. I have a new vendor that wants to become a certified diving mooring inspector. His name's Scott Trundy. Been doing it for 20 years. I've talked with him. He sent me a letter. And I'd just like a motion from one of you to approve him as a certified mooring inspector for the town of Mount Desert.
are you recommending them?
I am.
Okay,
So move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one so far.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on to this, Chris instigated this and.
I wasn't instigating.
Well, no, I think
You need a copy of it?
I think the people, not the issue and. not-
from an observation point of view. I totally agree with this concept. And standing on the dock on the main pier the other day, watching it. And somebody trying to use the end of the public float as a loading and unloading and we got these skiffs that are blowing around the corner and it's just not right. And the solution, I don't know who came up with it, me or Chris, but was to add a float, and with no cleats on it, so that it would keep those commercial skiffs off the end of the loading and unloading area.
And through this proposal suggestions also we're gonna free up some space, do away with some less permits being issued. At the end of the dock, no time limit. There's no 20 minutes, because that turns into an hour. Should be no unattended vessels. You have to be there on your vessel. So this summer, a lot of Sundays, John isn't out a lot. He doesn't get to see it all, and he isn't here on the weekends. You could not get into that dock. People left their boats, end of the dock, there's nowhere to get in. People start using the commercial dock, which isn't labeled. They start tying up there. It just cascades, and it was just a really, really bad situation. It's the worst I've ever seen it down here.
You only have some assistant harbor master that's here during the weekend? We do, yeah.
We have kids that monitor the dock, supposed to every half hour on the hour.
But
So this proposal is putting the TV down there and have a camera on it at all times, so they can sit and look, and we have recorded timeframes of when they're there or not.
well, the main
It's
issue is that it gets abused. And it's just not right because
Oh, I totally agree with the front of the dock. I think.
So how does this resolve it? That's what I want to understand.
On this, you can't tie up, so right, what happens now, the people come in, the skiffs, they swing over, or they tie up right here. And then you have a 14-foot skiff blocking the access to the end of this pickup and drop off.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
no one can get in. You have people you want to pick up in your boat,
right.
and it says 20 minutes. now.
I understand, yeah.
But this way, the skiffs can't come past this, and you can't
Got it.
tie up to any point of it. And you're also extending this by 6 feet, so you have a larger boat that comes in. It gives them a
Oh, give
little more room,
purchase,
and they don't have to push out here. And a
Sure.
lot of times, people aren't courteous and leave the bow of the boat or the
Yeah, I
stern
understand,
overhang there.
yeah.
then-
Well,
And
I
then
mean, some-
doing away with it, there was a few boats that would be tied here for 4 hours. Well, they're never just there for 4 hours. They get left. And they're commuters, so
Right.
doing away with that. And then limiting it to, I said 15 to 18 foot permits for residents first.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have 30 permits down there right now. You can't fit 30 boats in there.
So these are the 18 footers that are like over behind Dick Wolf's boats?
No, this is right
Oh,
down here on the.
No. I understand where this float is. I'm asking, are you suggesting that instead we take the 18-foot boats, those boats that are behind, wherever they are at the north dock, and move them over here?
No,
Okay, so why are you saying 18-foot boats here?
This wants to do away with them.
There's a small section. of
So there'll be no boats there?
There's a sign that says from here on out.
Commercial
Skip
skip tile.
overflowing.
Right now,
All right,
there's a sign here, right? It
Yeah.
says, from this sign to the end of the dock, you can tie up a 17-foot boat
yeah,
for up to 4 hours.
I got it. Okay, all right, now I
So,
understand.
but we're issuing 30 permits for here, that you 30 skiffs
Yeah,
tied
yeah,
up, can't fit in here anyway.
I understand. So you want to just do away with that
This
with
little
the
section
4-hour
that would
wait?
fits about two,
Yeah,
fit
yeah,
about
yeah.
two 17-foot boats that
I
just get left
understand.
there all day.
Okay, I got you. I understand.
I do think, I was just down there and I think I counted 22 skiffs. So
Thanks
I think you could fit- I think you could fit 20.
My handwriting, my drawing is.
Permits on them.
That's why I want to get a diagram.
Don't know, I mean, I know there's one there just because I recognize
John,
that
you
it
want,
doesn't have a permit,
you
it's
had a
always
chance to
there.
look at all this?
I understand it.
Yeah, so what do you think about it, in general?
I think the thing they're proposing at the end would keep the dinghy from swinging out around, which is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Because it will block access to the end of the public dock.
Yeah,
So
Uh,
there's no way to tie, like, there's no like.
No, you'll have the cleats that
There
are
are
on.
cleats there.
on the tape, on the
There's
outer
a 20
face.
foot.
Yes, there'll be no cleats on this thing right here.
On the
So-
extension.
On the extension, so nobody
Way
can
so
tie
no
to
one
that.
can-
So you
dinghy
can't
to
sneak
it.
around,
Right,
okay,
right.
I was wondering, like, they gotta be able to, okay.
yeah, I understand.
I thought you were gonna take away
No,
the
no.
fleet
Okay,
and, like, you
so,
just have to-
so you're okay with that? What about the 4-hour 17-foot boat thing?
You're removing, is there in our ordinance?
Yep.
It is, I think, so it's gonna have to be an ordinance change. I think it is potentially in there, so you're.
But from a management of boats, is this okay, or?
Oh, it will be,
It'll take some adjustment.
Take some adjustment, take more signage.
Here's in the system, that's where we're trying to come in.
It's,
Yeah.
it's also not enforced, once again,
Yeah,
boats sit there and they're not tagged.
I
think
understand,
the
again,
biggest thing,
We've
John,
been
you
through
would
this
do
for
is.
3 years and the enforcement hasn't happened. That's why I talked to Rick and this.
So
is
why
how
punish
these
the-
changes.
Why not get enforcement first and then see how it works?
Because we've asked them for 3 years and we haven't
It
yet.
is, that marina down there is a nightmare, okay? I hired 9 kids every year to run that thing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a lot more going on
Right.
that is more important.
And that's
Then-
where I
then-
disagree with you, John.
then-
Everything is important down there.
It is.
It's not important. to him.
It is lower hanging fruit on my list of stuff that needs to be done down there. So it doesn't get the attention that it probably needs.
So then we eliminate it and
I'm not 100% agreeing that we should eliminate it because I think it's an important service that we are offering.
I agree.
So I'm not blindly saying make it go away. And I haven't said I agreed with it, but something needs to happen with it. And it's on the lower hanging fruit of stuff that needs to be taken care of on a daily basis down there.
I'm gonna add to this, that there have been some changes in the use of this area, mainly because of the lobster buyers in Southwest Harbor and Bass Harbor and Bar Harbor. Have businesses that have given up, it's put more and more pressure on Northeast Harbor. And
know if I'd agree with that, Rick.
well,
That has-
I do, because of the Bar Harbor boats that are in here fishing out of our town.
Well, they've been coming here to this dock in the winter time for,
We haven't fished out of here in the summer.
no, but there's no.
Well-
Harbor fishing here in the
What
summer.
happened?
There's another issue too, and it's the Cranberry Isles.
yes,
And we're getting a lot more pressure from them. So this is a way to address some of the problems. We're not gonna solve it 100%, but it's gonna help.
So one increase, and I want to discuss this in another meeting, is we're a steel to work out the top. We're over accommodating. We're letting, there's too many commercial usage that aren't getting billed correctly and not being accounted for. And it's an easy place with not a lot of rules to come do what you want. And that's some of the influx we've seen.
We have seen a huge increase.
There is, but I think it's, I mean, I don't think it has to do anything with sellers, but I just think there's
Well,
more boats here.
But you have more local people using it as well.
There's still more pressure and we have to accommodate the commercial activity, the yachtsmen, the residents of the town. And we're doing the best we can down there. I really know, but there's a lot of pressure on it.
And the signage, that's a basic thing that we have to do. If you can't look at where you're gonna tie up and know what you're allowed to do. You know,
I will say that on where I tie my skiff on the North Dock was a lot better this summer.
Didn't look that crowded this year.
Well,
Like
there
it's
was
been
an
in
effort made. I will speak well of John. I mean, I sent him one picture and the boat was gone. There's two big Florida boats. They come, I mean, I don't know where they come from, but they show up.
That's another issue when you get a 60-something foot boat that rents a mooring from us that has a tender that's bigger than 14 feet.
That's why we have a
Yeah,
launch.
they use the launch.
I know, but the launch doesn't
don't.
run 24 hours a day.
They shouldn't come in and tie up.
I know,
There's
but
a-
I'm just saying, it's
Down here, the only people that use the 17-foot, they cram in as commuter boats. You know what I mean? And they abuse it. They're never there for 4 hours.
Mhm.
You can't even force ones that have stickers to even be there. So we can't, I mean, we're trying to, that's all trying to make it easier and less for you and have a TV on it, watching it right from the office.
There's a camera that watches the public dock.
Not for the kids that are writing the tickets that can see it there.
Well,
You
they,
have a small screen in your office. They need to sit there. The people that are out there doing the rounds need to come in the office and be able to.
when
look.
everything's working correctly, they're supposed to go down to that dock every half hour and survey the
And
boats.
then you have staffing issues, they don't. There was a red skiff down there for a week. I had to call Jenny, a red inflatable registered out of New York. So a whole week went by, no ticket, no nothing
Sure.
done.
Well,
You're
they're
in the middle of
probably,
summer with your 9
they're
hours.
probably only looking at the 2 hour and the 15 minute. They probably weren't looking at
The skiffs we'd asked for, it accounted for, I mean, over meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting.
There's one down there, I will say, there's a white Boston whaler with a 30 horsepower tied on the, underneath the bridge going down to the North Slips. The kelp on it is this long. It was there all last spring. It hasn't moved. I think it's been abandoned because it's been there for over a year. So I was gonna bring it up anyway. You might want to run the numbers on it to see what,
Mhm.
you know.
Okay, guys, I think,
But I will say it's been a lot better again on the north side.
I think let's follow through with this proposal, get this float built and attached, certainly by next summer.
We need a motion to drop the proposal suggestions as presented, understanding we'll have to have an ordinance change.
As a recommendation, I don't know if this can be the exact design or not. Okay,
Well, except I don't feel we've decided on the 17 foots staying or going.
well, let's take it, one issue at
Yeah,
a,
exactly.
one issue at a time.
Yeah.
So
I
can we
agree.
make some votes? Like, what about the signage to be done? Can we get that started? Everyone agree that should be done?
I'm gonna start with the float.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion that we build the float and put it down there.
As soon as possible, or is it?
Sure.
Second that.
Moved and seconded that we build and install this float ASAP. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next motion.
I'll make a motion that we make the eastern end loading and unloading with no tie up and no unattended boats there.
No unattended boats.
no.
You gotta be able to tie the boat.
Well, yeah, but.
No permanent type, but it has to be attended.
Right.
That's for
Is
saying.
that a
I second.
Well, wait, hold on a second.
on Howard?
We need to say two things, okay?
No,
Because what happens if someone wants to sit there? Oh, because it says loading and unloading?
it says attended.
I know, but if they're sitting there just having a picnic, they're attending their boat.
No, for loading and unloading.
Okay, got it.
There's no tying up to
I
have.
didn't hear the unloading and unloading as part of it.
I heard it. Get it now?
Yes.
I want to move on with this. Motion,
Second,
I seconded it. Need to vote.
okay? All in favor, raise your hand.
I,
Opposed?
Question. Is that an ordinance change?
No,
No,
think so.
that's not in there. It just says a designation on it.
Management change.
That's been the question.
Sometimes we do say it in the ordinance, I don't know, no, on some of them I think.
All right,
It's just the dinghy stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
That's in on the public vote,
Right.
8.8.4.
got it.
okay,
That's it.
let's go to the dinghy number.
Do you wanna skip the
We're doing
marked
skipping
designated
through.
area with longer lasting paint signage visible approaching vessels all year? Or do you wanna?
Now, read it over again.
Marked designated area with longer lasting paint / signage visible to approaching vessels all year to be done this fall. It was done on the vertical sides of previous floats.
So when you're approaching it, it says 2 hour.
Upgrading the signage.
Make a motion that we have better signage on
They're
the
just,
floats.
they're just half spray painted on the top. It wears off. So you see on the sides, approaching vessels know what they're allowed to do when they come in.
good.
We have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand.
I,
Opposed? Carried.
I have a discussion point on that.
Go ahead.
Oh, a while ago when we asked the Public Works Department to make a sign for the farmer's market parking, when we were doing all the parking stuff. They made a really narrow sign. It was almost like a street sign. And they wrote whatever they want. John says they can make whatever they want on those signs. Could we make those, like, could we have signs that say 2 hour parking, like, of that and just drill them right in?
Good.
It's a suggestion.
On the vertical side.
Yeah, on the vertical side, not on the top. You
As
could
long as it's
paint
big
it.
enough to read.
Well, I mean, it's a street sign, you know, it's the same, like, it's like, you know, whatever street we have here. You know?
Yeah, I think there is a length limit
Yeah.
to what they can do,
But I mean,
you
2
know,
hour,
could do multiples on the end there over a 20-foot section and.
I thought it'd be fun to watch John or the crew hang upside down.
well, but
I
they-
would rather see paint because you run the risk of scratching your boat and then you have to.
Put your bumpers out.
Well, the problem is down
Yeah, I
there,
understand.
that float really should have a hard tow rail on it.
It should have a tow rail.
Because it has the plates, steel plates on the outside.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It doesn't, but so people should be using their bumpers.
Yeah, I understand,
But
but
it should.
it's also something that's harder to maintain. I think painting is a
I
little.
okay, I thought it was less.
I
thought it's
and I
fine.
think painting is more.
Whatever you guys want.
I
Okay,
have
it's
The
just
dock does have a skirting
And it's-
around it,
what people look
a
for.
wood skirting, but the commercial dock does not.
Sorry to.
We add skirting or whatever you wanna call it.
I think if you own a
Sometimes-
boat, you should have fenders, in my
Sometimes
opinion, but
committee recommendations are not the best answer.
John, figure it out.
Right.
I was just asking.
I hear you.
As an
Stick
alternative.
with paint.
But I'd rather not see a vote.
That makes total sense to me. Do whatever John thinks is best.
Rick,
Alright.
I'd like to skip over the tie up, the.
Well, we should vote if we want to do
17
an
foot.
ordinance change because it'll take time.
No, I don't.
I thought you said let's skip over that and then go to the
He went back
total
and
number, okay.
Now bring that up.
I make a motion that we discontinue tie up for 17-foot vessels and under for 4 hours adjacent to the commercial. Skip tie up.
second.
I got my eyes dilated today too, man,
I've
so.
been at the 2 hours. I think it's a courtesy we've extended, and if it was enforced, it would be. I mean, you're already gonna eliminate a bunch of commercial use.
Talk to the proponent of the.
Suggestion?
So we're.
You wanna change it to 2
gets
hours?
confused. We're not even enforcing the 2 hours. We're.
Well,
struggling
hold,
with the worst
wait, hold on a second.
And if it was 2 hours, they could go park on the other side.
Right.
So what, yeah, so what's the advantage of 2 hours? Like if we did change it to 2 hours, because I'm thinking it's easier for all those workers, you know, your staff. To just check those for 2 hours like everything else. And they've been checking the other ones,
Yeah, but they're
right?
not, they're mixed in with skiffs. The commercial skiffs mingle in with them. It's not an isolated little spot for them. So
Well, there actually is. It gives them the land and be on the north side.
yeah, but there isn't enough room it's not a line, it doesn't say, it just says you may park here, it doesn't say one can park.
There's a sign with an arrow, says from here to the end, you
Yeah.
can park 17 and under for 4 hours.
Okay. So, just like in a street.
But
you
it,
know?
but in here, it says and commercial dinghies. So we're already issuing too many permits as it is.
Maybe that's the problem, is
Maybe
just
that's the
many
problem.
thingies.
We're gonna address that, but you're not, in the ordinance, it says that you can have one section, you can have 17-foot boats and commercial skiffs,
So,
commercial dinghies.
so listen, I'm not trying to fight for it or against it. I'm just trying to understand like what's going on here. Like John's saying and Jim are saying that, aside from the enforcement, they're saying that it's like a service that people are.
To Cranberry Island.
Not just.
Whomever,
Not that, yeah, whomever.
whomever,
But
I mean,
local boats aren't using it.
but. But we're not regulating who's using it at the moment, okay? So
So we give them on the other side of the float, they have all the time to tie up like everyone else.
Is that 2 hours, Sean, or is?
Yes.
well, I have no issue with like that, but it seems like. What was the initial purpose of that then? It seems like the initial purpose was put the small boats someplace over here, so the big boats have room here.
Well, it used to be 19 foot over there and we changed that because
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
to try to shrink it a while ago and we
Right.
went to 17 foot.
And by doing with this, adding this in there, you're taking one of the spots out.
We should keep everything at 2 hours, so it's all the same.
By adding what in there?
The
The
float
float
in
on
the
the
end.
end.
No, you're not.
You're taking up some space.
Yeah, because they can't swing.
You're taking up 3 feet
3
apparently.
feet, yeah.
And that, if you think of the swing radius of it.
You could tie up one boat, maybe.
Yeah.
Half a
Well,
boat.
swing.
So we
I just think
that's-
it's always gonna get
that's
abused if
was-
you,
What was that? Why was that designated that way to begin with?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's been like that the entire time I've worked down here. I assume it was to maybe lessen the burden on the side of the public dock, and it was a courtesy to mostly to the Cranberry Islands.
well,
And he rents, if
If-
it's not busy down here, he'll rent you a spot.
I mean, if that's the reality, that it was a courtesy to the Cranberry Isles, I'm not opposed to. If the commercial fishermen here need it more, then we should allow our commercial fishermen who are paying. us
Everything
money.
is expanded. I mean,
But this is
it's
gonna
a
put
lot
more-
more use.
not just.
This is gonna put more pressure on the other side
It's
for
commercial
the
operating.
public, and that's already.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's another, I'd like to bring that up. It's gonna put pressure on the other side
Yeah,
You know.
that I happen to
And
use.
it's-
which is already,
And it's no
Already
different
too
than
crowded.
if we limit the number of commercial permits that are allowed to tie up to that, it's gonna put more pressure on the other dinghy dock.
Right, I understand, right, everyone has to go somewhere.
Yes, and
I
this
get
is not a problem that's just for Northeast Harbor. It's probably the entire coast of the United States and almost every coast in the world.
and this is only.
Dinghy
boats.
problem is just a
That's
fact.
And so,
That and
an
not-
example of it right after,
But it's
after
float.
Labor Day, 2 maritime
All I'm
skiffs,
talking about.
both in Cranberry Island. They were there over a week.
My
So it was until the assistant had to tell the assistant harbor master, well, I sent an email out.
Jeff both.
And said, hey, these boats are here. Guess what? He went down, ticketed them or called them and they disappeared.
But if the ordinance is limited to 2
And-
boats.
And
Well,
The ordinance
okay,
limited to
everybody, I think we're,
we have a motion on the floor.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
Maybe
it says
17
how
you want.
many,
Okay, no.
between here and here, that's
Okay, no
all it
limit.
says.
Got it.
all valid points, but we just cannot sit here and argue like this without forward. So we're gonna have a motion,
He motioned and I seconded it already.
What was the motion again?
repeat your motion.
Discontinue tie-up for 17-foot vessels and under for 4 hours adjacent to commercial skiff tie-up.
Did you confirm whether that was in?
It would
ordinance?
require an ordinance change.
So we've got plenty of time to have more discussion about
Right.
that particular one going forward if we want.
Correct.
I'd like to see 2 hours.
And if we build that other thing and get it in there, maybe we see how that affects the whole situation as well.
We have a
Okay,
motion to discontinue the tie-up. I'm gonna ask for a vote on this if we have. If we have an amendment for time,
Well,
We can't
we made the
table this?
ordinance change, so we're gonna have to bring this back up.
Yeah, we're
You
gonna
can just
table this.
have
We'll have to rewrite it or delete it from the,
Table it for the next meeting
or a motion to
For the
move
future.
forward on it. We have a motion anyways, we haven't voted.
going forward in our meetings, our November is gonna be kind of an open meeting for us to do almost anything we wanna do, cause there's gonna be really very little, everything's gonna be in progress on the engineering. We're not gonna really see that again after October until December, so that's something you folks would start thinking about, of ordinance stuff that you'd like to discuss. We
Especially the
could
commercial.
bring them up at our next meeting, and then we can tackle them at our November meeting.
That agreeable?
You withdrawing your motion or you keeping your motion?
I don't know which way is the pressure gonna push. Yeah, we
We
want
move it forward, then discuss the change.
Make. I suggest or make a motion within the motion that we table it.
He has to withdraw his motion.
Yes.
Robert's rule of order.
Well, I'll withdraw my motion and we'll discuss it at the next.
And then I'll second that.
So motion by Black. Motion withdrawn. Motion by Black to discuss number 4 at November meeting.
Yes, or maybe October, do we need
Yeah.
to put it on October?
We can, if
We can
we can
discuss it
discuss
again.
it again. But in November, I think we can get into the meat of.
So November, seconded by Kimberly, correct?
All right,
Number 5.
number 5, limit the commercial skip permits to a total of 15 to 18. With priority going to resident commercial use.
And we can make a motion and then after it's seconded, discuss this and change it if we'd like to.
I'd like to have the
I'll
motion.
make a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's open for discussion.
Can I point out something that? So that. I'm thinking commercial was just fishermen, but it's also the.
Deal bunker.
Rick Savage.
How are
50 years ago, I had to have this same fight. And there's more than one way to earn your living on the water other than
And
lobster.
that's why I said commercial.
No, I agree with that,
how,
but they would
if
automatically.
we have more than 18 commercial operators in our harbor? How do we accommodate them getting to their boats?
Well, that was my question.
But part of the problem is, which you guys don't see and can't unless you live down there. Is that many of these were given airway and some of them are commuter vessels. They're not actually, they're issued permits and they're not actually fishing out of the harbor. They're using commute to islands or other places. And there is enough room that they could go, some already go over to the other side.
Oh, great, thanks.
What side, the public side?
Everyone is.
Listen, I had to take my boat out of there, get crushed.
As it
about
is,
2 weeks
as it is, it's so much pressure on the public side.
Well, it's not as bad as this one. And they're not,
No,
all-
that's
you don't have that,
different.
some of these permits are people aren't actually active in the harbor. They're using the boats to like run back and forth.
I think we could do more than 18 down there. Like I said, there was 22 down there.
Depends on how wide they are.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I was just down there and counted, I think 22.
15 to 18 was when I went down and measured with the width of the Carolinas with less swing radius coming down. Okay, because the movement, right? So if you put them all side by side, measure the width coming down across, we'll say 5 feet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they all wanna be on that north end, so what are you gonna do about this?
Well, they don't, and like one of those was like anyways.
I know.
So there's quite a few that aren't Carolinas that take up a lot less space.
I was just, those numbers were on and leaving enough.
You just was counting, how many did you say you
I
counted?
thought 22, but
And how much, was there space for any others?
it looked pretty full and they were kind of, I mean, they weren't on the other side, but they were.
We
right
tried
there.
20. Because we're gonna give away 3 feet of it to this dock.
And we have 30 permits out.
I think so. I think I ordered 30 stickers this year.
No, that's.
And I may have 1 or 2 stickers that didn't get handed
And they're
in.
not gonna go over here, because someone need qualify and they won't do it, you know?
We should definitely try at least 20 then. You got 30 people that are gonna try to be there.
So you're changing the motion to 20, correct?
Yes.
Not agreeable with everyone?
Yep.
Well, just a question. So we're going to issue more commercial potential tie-ups than we have space for. Is that correct?
No.
No, so I
So
calculated,
then they put the pressure on the public dock, which is across the way, so that now the public won't be able
I
to
had
access.
30
all the-
permits that I gave away this year.
and they
For that
were,
space.
but they weren't all
Yeah.
commercial operators out of the tower.
We're cutting 10.
Oh, so you're gonna
Permits.
cut 10 permits out.
So commercial skiff permits are issued to whom?
Commercial operators, commercial fishermen.
Commercial, wait, hold on a second. So if I'm a commercial fisherman in Searsport, I can get one if I ask you for one.
No, you'd have to.
So,
Yes, as of right now, yes, because there is some issue now.
Priority go into resident commercial use, it says right there.
Let's not go to Searsport. Let's just keep it town of.
I'm just trying to understand it. You guys have thought out something.
So there's really two seasons. In the winter, it kind of really peters out because most of the guys come into the slips. So in the winter time, there may be 4 to 6 boats down there. But in summertime, when all of the,
It's okay. Don't explain anymore to me. I'm all
So
set.
some of the permits are issued.
Sorry, Rick.
By air. Some of the permits were issued by air and weren't, and they look back and say. That person probably shouldn't have got.
Don't talk to me about it. It's okay. Well, I don't.
I'm happy to hear an understanding about it.
John, you need to be a
Go ahead,
mooring owner to get a commercial or a mooring
Renter.
oh, like on a mooring
you
there.
you need to show that you have a commercial use that is reliant on Northeast Harbor. Is the way it's been. I've got a list down there that's been the same list that we've been working since I started down there. It has been adjusted, some names have been scratched out, some names have been put back. And it's the same list that I work. So most of the guys come in and say, Chris comes in and I go, you have number 4 is yours. And I give it to him. But there's always been 6 or 8 more permits than what I had names for. So if somebody comes in and bamboozles one of my kids and they give him a sticker, the sticker's going, he's got it.
Nothing written down for qualifications that to who receives one.
But for the most part, the majority of them that are getting stickers are people that have been getting them for years, that going back 15 or 20 years or more. And we give them the same sticker number every year, but we're gonna have to scrutinize it. Obviously, we're gonna do preference to residents. I've heard that mentioned.
But if somebody is renting like, aren't there Bar Harbor guys that rent,
There are.
moorings and stuff?
There are, and you know, they say, hey, I'm here, I'm renting a mooring from you, I need a spot for my commercial dinghy. They most definitely should get one, unless all the stickers have been given out.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was this year. Once they all were given out, it was,
John, this is my point. It seems unfair to ask someone, to offer someone a mooring or whatever commercial opportunity you're offering them, but no way to travel to and from their boat.
sure, but
So maybe we need to offer less commercial moorings or commercial opportunities for these people if there aren't enough skiff openings. That's what I'm trying to say. Like one or the other has to give, right? Because you can't keep
Sure.
on adding.
I guess
agree.
we
need
can't
to
give
make-
away more than what we have.
Mm.
But, you know, there may be more commercial operators that have moorings in Northeast Harbor than those 20 spots will allow for it now.
And so I'm saying that doesn't seem right.
They can go over to the north side
No,
too.
they can't.
They can't. There's always the other.
That's full, Rick.
You just said it was a lot better
It
this year.
was, but it was still
Well,
full.
they can go to the north side. It's
They
not,
can.
so it's not just residents.
There's nothing restricting that as long as is supposed to be you're renting or have a mooring in the harbor, you have access to the public.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That
that seems
one of those.
reasonable. Like they have another alternative.
That is always available.
Not the best, Jim,
North is.
but it is an alternative, right?
And some of them use it
North is.
anyways. They don't bother because their mooring may be on that side and it's easier for them. to
Yeah, yeah,
use.
no, I get
But
that.
they've still got a permit just to maintain the permit in the park.
But Howie, historically,
No, they don't.
That north
Park on
side.
the North side.
has been a problem for dinghy tie up too. It's been
Sure,
overdone.
yeah,
Still harbor.
yeah, I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
So we're just pushing 10 boats over
I
there.
nearly got bumped into the
He bought a skiff that.
I mean, if,
or
Kelly pays to
I
stay
know,
on
but
our,
that shouldn't have
South
been done that
Dock
way.
is
He shouldn't have
labeled
told me to
commercial.
buy another skiff, because he.
The
jumped
North
ahead of
Dock's not
people
labeled
waiting.
commercial.
Yeah, I know you wanna be nice to him, but that
I mean, it's,
That's what they're gonna
looks
do.
like something
So
that
you have a
we,
public dinghy dock and you have a commercial. Well,
But the overflow commercial goes to public. Cause they gotta get to their boats.
yeah, but we don't, the amount of permits that we have that got issued, there wasn't that many commercial vessels so that they're servicing.
all I was concerned with was the fact that if we're offering commercial moorings or floats or whatever, that they had an opportunity to put a dinghy someplace on our marina,
they do.
and they do. So it doesn't, if you guys wanna change it to 20, or that's fine. I don't have it, I just needed to understand that there's a place for what we're offering for commercial people. Thank you.
And some commercial people, trailer, bring their boats, trailer it out, back and forth.
Trailers so they can park there.
So in the future, the idea would be, after you give out the 20 to whoever, rise to the top of the priority. Then you just say to the rest of the people, we don't have commercial dinghy permits for you, you just have to park over here, and they wouldn't actually get any kind of sticker.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I think, I mean, I would definitely be open to if we have 20 there and there's room for 3 more, have 3 more, you know what I mean?
We
Yeah.
can readjust if we
We're trying to get a hold of
we
it
can
back.
accommodate 3 or 4 more.
Yeah, I understand, I'm just trying to make sure that people who pay to be on a commercial operator, they
There's
have
four,
places
there's
to
2
work.
floats, there's 2
But as
floats.
someone who uses that north slip, if we
And
are gonna allow more commercial people and we don't have room for them to park. And it's already crowded on the north, so you're not solvent,
You limit the commercial people though.
well, that's just what that for people that
don't
know.
quit renting out town floats, that kind of stuff.
They could rent a mooring, or, you know what I mean?
Just tell them you don't have landing rights anywhere.
So then those on the other side.
I mean, it doesn't affect me one bit.
I know, but
If they come in
if
or
you
out.
push people out of there, it's affecting.
No, I understand why you
Out of
move
the harbor.
from one place, they're going
And
somewhere
I
else.
did say it was better, but that's because a lot of people park the inside of where people are paying money to park.
But you also, Jim, have people that don't have a mooring that are using that tie-up for a place, that's where they store their boat with no fee. And that's how they commute, they go for boat rides, whatever.
Yeah, no.
And that's a problem that will have to also be addressed. We-
That's why I said a number of years
Step-
ago.
I mean, look at the things with the things we make, it's baby steps, we get something accomplished. We're trying to focus on one, and then we'll have to, if that's a problem, readjust with that.
Do what they do in Southwest, if you're gonna put a skiff on the public float there, you gotta buy a permit.
And that's something we can adjust, we're just trying to, one.
Yep.
one
Maybe
problem
this-
at a time.
maybe this whole issue needs our more attention in the future.
I think Rick has the right idea, as an ice pick would take care of a lot of the overcrowding on those rubber.
About 5. Right?
Let's go with the 20 on number 5, or give it a whirl.
Sure.
We know that, we're not solving the issue 100%.
And that's not an ordinance anyways, that's a,
Correct.
so we could change that
Anytime,
very quickly.
in a meeting.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Right?
Opposed, carried. And item 6 is have the TV in the harbor master's office. On into, what channel do you guys like?
Weather channel mostly.
Most of the time, it's not on at all.
It might be more entertaining with camera now.
And this would also show the launching ramp.
I hear you. Yeah.
So,
Okay, sorry. This is serious business.
motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand or open the
Aye.
discussion. We're voting. Thank you. Opposed? Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
thank you, everybody.
Second.
Looks like our October meeting could be interesting too. Well, thanks.
They always interesting.
Why we're here. Did you guys adjourn?
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Yes, second.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Yep.
Thank you.